Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r// Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, teacher doesn't know what a mouse looks like. Blames IT. I don't know how to get Google. Troubleshooting a bad credit union site cert over the phone with a bit of a surprise. No one told me it needed to be plugged in. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Teacher doesn't know what a mouse looks like. Blames IT. So this happened about 15 years ago when I worked at a primary and secondary school. I was happily typing away at my computer when a student knocks on our basement office door. Student, IT, Mrs. X can't get her mouse working. Me, let's go check it out. I quickly go with the student to Mrs. X's classroom. Mrs. X, about time. I internally what to swear, I came the moment the student came and got me. I try to just get to her desk to look at the issue. She has an Acer computer on her desk that is connected to a screen and projector. The mouse were wireless, so most likely it could just be the battery. Mrs. X, the mouse on this student computer isn't working, so my smartboard isn't working, and it is costing me valuable teaching time. Your systems are terrible. Me, I'm sorry. I want to tell her to shut up, this always happens. Call me up, complain I'm late, and then make me wait while you be *tch, so I can't fix the problem. Mrs. X, don't be sorry, just fix it. And next time you upgrade systems, make sure they work before you leave. Me, okay. I had long since given up trying to explain to people when and how we upgrade. Her last upgrade had been about 6 months prior. But if I had told her that, she would have either refused to believe it or complained that the issue was she hadn't been upgraded since then. I take one look at her desk and instantly see the issue. The mouses we use were dark blue and wireless, and annoyingly the whiteboard erasers were also dark blue. I quickly, in hiding my action from the students, switch the two so that she doesn't look bad. I then flip the mouse over and check its buttons on the bottom, then put it back and show it is working. Me, all fixed. Just needed to be turned off and on. Mrs. X, why? Before I can come up with an answer. Student, you were using the eraser. And cue all the kids laughing. Me, I'm sorry, I tried my best to hide it. Mrs. X, students, quiet. I tell her it is all fixed and feel free to let me know if I can help any further. She simply nods and lets me go. I get back to my office and tell my manager what happened. I also write her an email apologizing for not being able to hide the swap of eraser and mouse better. It may have been funny, but I tried my best to protect staff from being laughed at by students. Later that day I head off and sleep, returning the next day to a meeting request from her, head of junior, and my manager. Turns out that she made a formal complaint that I made her look bad. My manager tells me to refuse the meeting and he will go in my place. I don't know what was said there, but my manager basically told me that she was complaining that I didn't just go and get a spare mouse to save her from looking bad. And that by doing what I did I undermined her ability in the classroom and had ruined her credibility with the students and parents. She was furious that my manager had stopped me coming, though he counted it all. Stating to her and the head of junior that blaming IT for stupid mistakes won't be tolerated. And that if she wants he will happily take her complaint to the principal, though will make it clear that I had done my best to hide her stupidity. She dropped the complaint and was friendly to me from then on. Though I could tell she didn't like me. I don't know how to get Google. Troubleshooting a bad credit union site cert over the phone with a bit of a surprise. So this older lady, that is lady I helped, who had a bad monitor a while back, something clearly smacked into it and it was no good. I told her how to get a new one and such, but she has my number now. She calls me about an hour ago all freaked out. Like in a panic. Her credit union site is showing a bad cert warning, but she's convinced she's been hacked. I use a Mac. I thought those were safe. She had called the credit union, and they were no help. Me, can you tell me the address in the address bar? Oh well, I don't know what that is. It says name of credit union. Me, I use the same CU, and I fire it up and it's fine. I read out the URL to her and ask her if she sees that. She says yes, but reads hers back wrong. She's like 80 plus. She's like, I am kind of freaking out. I wish I had smoked some weed to calm down, for real, winky face. Me, thinking maybe she's got a bad cache on Safari, or the wrong address without HTTPS. And explaining that over the phone isn't going to work, so can go you to Google? Oh well, I don't know how to get to Google. Me, how do you get to your bank? Oh well, I'm not sure. I click the button. Me, okay, if you were going to search for something, what would you do? Oh well, I type in what I want into this thing. Me, okay, type the name of the credit union in there. Oh well, oh, you mean DuckDuckGo? Me, yes. DuckDuckGo. Amazing. Oh well, oh, I see links to credit union. Me, click on any of those links. Oh well, oh, no more warning, and I'm logged into. Me, that's great. So you probably just had something wrong, but you are not hacked. Please just do this if you need to get to your credit union from now on. Now way am I trying to figure out what button she pushes, or how to fix whatever link it is over the phone. She was so happy. I'm like, man. If I would have said, can you duck it, that would have been a lot easier. Cracked me up. She's making me a pie. No one told me it needed to be plugged in. I do industrial commissioning for equipment, usually low and medium voltage. I have to travel a lot and I do all sort of projects, from port cranes, to mine elevators, steel mills, paper mills, solar sites, etc. I was coming back from a job and my connecting flight was through the US. My plane lands and immediately the airline is paging me. I go to the desk and they tell me that someone is frantically trying to get a hold of me. It is my supervisor. He needs me to get on a different plane. A site had been commissioning, the PLC guy has left, only now they are down, and it's a big fiasco. I remind my boss that I am not really a PLC guy, mostly drives and motors. He needs someone there ASAP. So I go to at least figure out what the problem actually is. When I arrive, the facility has a lot of people in suits and ties because apparently this was to be the initial light off of the production line. So bosses from overseas. I find a manager and ask him the issue. He just points to a room and tells me to fix it. So I walk to the room and find the PLC rack. The power supply to it is disconnected. Just laying there on the bottom of the panel. So I find the breaker and turn it off. Then I mount it and turn it on. Green lights look good. Walk out and ask them to try it. System works. People very happy. The one manager comes to me and asks me how I fixed it. I plugged it in. That's it? Well, I'm not paying you for 5 minutes of work. Of course not. You owe me travel time as well. I never got a straight answer as to who disconnected the power supply. I offered and gave some free training to a couple of technicians to try and prevent this from happening again. Turns out they had a computer, but no one knew how to get into it or use the program, so I spent a few hours helping those folks out. How to refer to drawings, the overall protection scheme and whatnot, but it was not prepared, and I was figuring out stuff as I went. I contacted my boss and explained how little the techs know, and they need help, to which he replied the end user refuses to pay for training. So technically I should not have done any sort of training, but at the end of the day, these techs were stuck on an island. Very nice and respectful to me because they were not stupid. They realized just how clueless they were. Their boss, though, he made it very clear I was never to be back there again.